Good afternoon. Respected speakers, teachers, students, and academic friends. It is indeed a great honor to be here today to share our experience in this conference, Bengaluru Best Practices. At the outset, let me thank the organizers on behalf of DP Architects to provide a wonderful opportunity to share our experience. To begin with, I would like to give you a very brief introduction about DP Architects and our approach to the practice. DP Architects is a 50-year-old global practice. It is based out of Singapore and with a strong presence in South Asia, India, Middle East, and Europe. It is a multidisciplinary practice with all essential services under one roof, with global partners providing a seamless and integrated design solution to the need of the client. Our approach to any project will be governed by three principles. We always use it as a mantra: design first, people and partners, and one global studio. DP design first, which is an ecosystem which has been developed, aided by 4 catalysts through discourse, database, digital, and drivers to have a definite scientific approach for any design problem. Design is a collaborative effort. It is an evolving process. Need to be tooled has to remain relevant with the time and meaningful with the trend. This is achieved through design discourses. Namely, like we have a design aid for all the design which is carried out against quality check through expert panels, and we have design inspiration awards to encourage the top talents to come up with new innovation ideas, and also knowledge sharing sessions to educate our young talents. We had a system in place to measure our design through measurable attributes, namely economics, environment, people-centric, and architecture. So I will not go in detail about each and every aspect of that, and I would like to start the presentation to touch upon our practices, mainly focused on IT office campuses. It is aimed at to focus on the emerging trend. So any design of an office campus should aim to create an environment to bring together the people of diverse backgrounds for intellectual and social exchange. That should be the main objective. Then it has to be people-centric to provide fun and frolic. It should be a work within the world to have experience of shopping, eating, and also opportunity for socializing. And it should have the destination for bigger cultural events, to have better social space to provide the people. And it should have easy mobility with walk to work culture and cycle to work, as well as to provide a pedestrian-friendly atmosphere. It should be environmentally sustainable. Last but not least, nowadays these offices have to be also to cater to the need of the co-working spaces, to address the need of the startups. I would like to take you through some of our recently completed projects to give a gist of that what we preach and what we do. so that you will get an appreciation of that, what is that all about the IT campuses. So this is the project which is called Incobol, which is developed over a land parcel of 50 acres. It comprises of SEZ and non-SEZ. It is located off the outer ring road close to Sarjapur Junction. It's just behind the Intel campus. And it is in close proximity to major residential neighborhoods as well as to IT companies. This is the non-SEZ land, which is recently completed about 2 years back. It's about 20 acres on a land with 2.6 million of a built-up area. There are 3 independent office blocks which are designed around a central large open space with an amphitheater as a main focal point. And each of built-up office space are designed to have a flexibility to provide spaces for the multi-tenants, and yet they are all well connected to provide a large floor plates. The frontage is lined with palm boulevards and landscape features with a transparent fence, so that it provides a visual connectivity to the main street and also provide a pleasing appearance. The grand drop-off and the concourse provide an inviting character to the building, which provide convenient access to the public as well as to the visitor to use the facilities located at the ground floor. This is the grand concourse on the right, and this is the double height ATM suite, which is connected with the amphitheater. The amphitheater can host major events, weekend parties, and it can actually accommodate up to 300 to 400 people. And around the amphitheater, we have the marketplace. Primarily, the marketplace is provided with eating places, F&Bs, and other retail facilities to cater to the business community. We also have an art gallery and various art displays, which actually provides a perfect setting for the people to socialize. Our approach to the design is biophilic. It is important to design campuses as a human-centric place. This is achieved through biophilic design. The immediate benefit is translated by providing a stress-free environment for the employees, and also it reduces the absenteeism of the people. This has been achieved through providing the water features and the nice landscape around the deck area as well as at the upper deck area, and also it forms a very stress-free environment for the employees who otherwise will be engaged full-time in the office spaces. So this is at the lower ground floor level, which actually abetting that the market street and the amphitheater is divided or actually fenced off with that water feature and green areas. We are also introduced wherever it is necessary and appropriate these elements, and also the lobbies are naturally ventilated and brightly lit up in order to provide a very warm feeling. At the upper level, at the first floor level, all the offices stops. We have the main lobbies facing the green court, primarily the eco-deck area, which comprises of carpeted lawn, art displays, and full of greeneries. This area provides the natural settings for the various office functions, and it is the exclusive domain of the employees. And the deck area is accessible for emergency, or otherwise it will be occasionally used for the VIP or the ceremonial receptions. These are the main lobbies. We also have the active zones which have been created at the rooftops, with infinity pools and active gymnasium areas, which are actually provided for the exclusive use of the employees. In terms of the office layout, it is pretty simple and straightforward, with a central core arrangement placed on 11 meter by 11 meter grid. But in the central core, the advantage is that we are able to get a good amount of daylighting penetrate into the interior, which helps to reduce the electrical usage. And the cores are designed so compact that we can achieve the maximum efficiency. At the same time, the floor space is easily divisible into multi-tenant spaces to meet the market demand. The layouts, majority of the office layouts are laid on east-west axis to minimize the direct solar exposure. The envelope, as you all know, it is a filter which just essentially control the harsh elements, which has been thoughtfully designed to strike a balance to achieve a good thermal comfort as well as the visual comfort. And it is a combination of structural glazing with a double glazed structural glazing and unitized stone cladding system and punch windows. The facade has been articulated with solids and voids and recesses and projections to create an interesting massing element. There is another project which is recently completed for Bagmani. It is called Akila. This is a single-use building. The important feature of the building is that the main entrance arrival. The arrival experience was so grand that we had actually elevated the entire drop-off experience to 5-story level, with supported on B columns. These columns are made of steel and fabricated and executed within 6 months of time, and which has become a bold statement to the entire design. So this building, though it was quite inside the village store, but it's so prominent that because of the design, it is highly visible from the outer window. There is another project which is nearing completion at Hyderabad. It is called the Sky View for My Home RMC. There are 2 twin towers, each measuring about 16 lakh square feet, so total about 3.6 million square feet of built-up spaces. It's a 20-story building. The main feature of the building is about that glazing with that screen wall. Unfortunately, this building, because of the side constraint, the longer face has to face the west. So the only way to mitigate that the harsh climate is to introduce a structural glazing integrated with the screen wall, which helps to cut down 50% of the direct solar exposure. So this is nearly completed, and the screen also plays a vital part in articulating the elevation. You can see that the 2 skin elements, with the outer skin with the intermediate catwalk, which provide ease of access for maintenance. Now, as a new trend, and also we are increasingly seeing that the office spaces are no more just office buildings with the F&Bs at the ground floor. More and more people are looking to have as a final destination place with a mixed use of having a connected offices at the 2 or 3 levels of the podium with all the entertainment facilities as well as with all the sky drawings. This is one of the projects. It is on the drawing board. This is coming up in Gurugram. There are 5 towers, independent office towers. Each is approximately about 25 to 30,000 square feet of floor plate area, which are sitting on 3 to 4 levels of terraced podiums. So at that first level to 4th level, we have that continuous office spaces and mix of retails and F&Bs, which cater to the immediate need of the community. The blocks have been placed in such a way that you create in between spaces with beautiful landscaped environment so that it provides the perfect settings for the people to have relaxation. Also, in terms of the design of the other common interior spaces, there is a marked departure from what we used to do earlier to now. The main stress is actually being emphasized on going for a biophilic design. The entrance lobbies are no more an ideal space. They are now getting bigger as well as they become the extent of the landscape. Entrance lobbies are very active lounges and the collaborative spaces for serious meetings to casual talks. The podium areas also nowadays, it becomes not just a hardscape area, they also become a very active areas, providing space for the various own activities as well as to host the weekend markets. That way, we are able to engage the employees in a very healthy way and also provide the opportunity for the employees to have a healthy lifestyle. In between spaces are now becoming the active social space and for informal meetings with easy access to various amenities. So with that, I expect to conclude the presentation. Before that, I would like to also show the animation of the community completion building of the sky. So this is located in Gachibowli area of the high-tech city. The longer side faces the west and fronting with a 48-meter wide road. The main approach happens from at the lower ground floor level with a grand entrance lobby. The lobbies are well connected with the amenity spaces at the three levels. We have the F&Bs and the grand lobbies, and also we have co-working spaces and food courts. So for this project, we also engaged international lighting consultants, Bose and DP Papa, as well as STX of the landscape architects to provide the international experience to give a flavor to the whole atmosphere. So with that, I conclude my presentation, and I hope that the information provided to us.
Like we discussed with the changing format for this panel, I think the moderator and as per Mr. Naresh's request, if there are any comments or maybe a question, very brief, because we will still have a panel discussion and you will still have time to ask something else. So if there is anything really brief that we can address right now after the presentation, please feel free for that.
Hello. Good afternoon. This in your presentation, the first was the design first, which is very, very impressive. For this scale of projects, for this kind of firms, normally design is to the second level or third level. In your case, you have started with the design, which is a very impressive one. Number one. And also very impressed with that urban open space what you have created in the complex. So we were just, it's not only the facade or something, but there is an urban open space which we have created. It is very interesting. And there are so many other interesting elements which we have created. The elevated entrance with the V columns and the entrance lobbies which is extended to the landscape. It is very, very interesting. And wanted to know from the other side, like, how about culturally and contextually, there is anything which has been considered apart from the scale and apart from the climate, things like that, to know from my end. And also about the human scale, in terms of entry level or in terms of in the lobby level, anything has been addressed.
See, cultural relevance, if you ask now, it's a global city, like Bangalore. And the type of projects, what we are engaged, what we are doing, is to cater to the global needs. And as you know that now buildings are very, very complex. And the buildings have certain requirements, so the users have certain requirements which has to be fulfilled. For example, when you design IT office spaces, definitely it has to be architectural space. So we cannot discount the fact that it has to be like conventionally what we used to think that has to be naturally ventilated. Then we need to provide us to be. So inevitably it goes that we need to have a completely airtight building. That is very, very important. Number two, in terms of our design approach is actually it is the result of the need of the client. One is that most of the times when you deal with the developers or the end users, the requirement is to design a building which is easy and maintainable and also sustainable. Of course, the sustainable part, it's not only from the architectural point of view, but also the other engineering disciplines also come into play to ensure that you minimize the use of the energy. It is not that zero energy, you minimize the use of the energy. So we try our level best to have a very conscious design approach to ensure that we implement whatever it is required, the basic principles of the design to minimize the energy exposure. And in terms of the green spaces and landscape and all, yes, when we do here, we are very conscious that we have to use the native plants, and also we have to be conscious of usage of the water. The more the usage of water is also going to result in energy inefficiency. So all that is being taken into account. So that is what I said. When we actually start the design, it is not that architects alone get into the design with the pretty pictures. It's actually a team, it's a collaborative effort, start from the scratch. Even whenever we produce even the concept, before the concept is being presented, it's actually run through the simulations and analysis to ensure that whether the open space will get a proper shading or the facade needs to be mitigated with a kind of a screen elements. All that is being specified. Does it answer your question? In terms of the human scale, see, when it comes to the entrance, because, see, if you look at most of the IT parks of the scale, it is 5 lakh minimum to say that. Earlier, when you say office building, it used to be about 20-30 years before it's a 1 lakh square feet of office building. That itself is considered to be a very big building. But when it comes to nowadays, 5 lakh is one of the smallest IT buildings, I would say that. When we are catering for the larger clients with 10 lakh or maybe 2 lakh or 20 lakh square feet of the retail space, it has to be of a grand scale. It is a world within a world, and you need to provide a grand, kind of an entrance to slightly above the human scale, so that when you enter, you feel that you are at the right place. You have a perfect, place to look for.
Anyone else? Any question?
I would like to ask you how to make these store structures sensitive and how modern materials can be sensitive towards the user. I see glass, I see AC. How is it sensitive? How can I connect to it?
The first question is about tower structure.
How tower structures are sensitive?
Sensitive to
sensitive to the user, to the person who's there inside, except for having green spaces after, like buffer spaces after all the major spaces. I have a buffer space to recreate, to do recreational activities. But like, how are these? If I go inside a room, I see glass, but ultimately I have a air-conditioned room. So how is it sensitive towards the person?
It is a very subjective questions, but it also goes by that the experience of the individual. If I say that generally when we design any of the office space, we ensure that at least good amount of daylight it comes in so that that itself provides a wellness, and we try to provide a glass-free environment. And also we are able to get connected with the outside world when we are actually having a large expense of glass. Of course, when I say that's not an excuse to make a large expense of glass, but of course there has to be a balanced approach. So that way we have to strike the balance. And as I said, that the buildings of the modern buildings has to be air conditioned. We have to provide dust-free environment. But at the same time, we also make sure that the buildings are designed to meet the basic safety standards. Like for example, in India, when you are designing the building, every floor, every 10 meters, you need to have operable panels because we know anything can go wrong at any time. So we don't really make it airtight, I would say that. But always there is a provision. We can always keep it open so that in case of any fire or anything, that the smoke and nothing can be easily actually exhausted. And what is the second question? Sorry.
How the material is sensitive to the human inside?
Yeah, I think that's the answer to the same.
We have one question here, and I think with this we'll conclude the speakers and go on to the next speaker.
Hello, I'm from Pune. How much scope do you have to provide natural ventilation in such high-end commercial buildings? Or are there any strategies to provide natural ventilation in such buildings?
See, when you look for high-rise buildings, of course it's dictated by what kind of usage of the building. It's not that you cannot provide a natural ventilation. As the buildings go further, there will be also that the wind speed need to take into consideration. So I would say that no, I don't think that you can make it completely naturally ventilated, but if possible, if it is actually demanded, you can make it naturally ventilated, provided you have the space and not much of a constraints.
In India, are there any norms which don't allow us to do this?
I don't think there is no such norm. Maybe.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much.